Hello and come on in. We are getting started right away in this kitchen. In today's video, we are picking up where we left off in the last video. This is the fourth episode of my home reset series, and we are going to be wrapping things up in the kitchen today. So if you are excited to get these cabinets deep cleaned, decluttered, and organized, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and let's get into it. As you can see in these before shots, we are going to be working on these cabinets here. This is where I store my cooking supplies like oils and spices and things like that. We also store all of our mason jars and Tupperware in these cabinets, as well as all of my baking supplies. So we are just going to get started working from the top to the bottom, wiping down the tops of these cabinets, just a little layer of dust like last time. And we are going to get this all fresh and clean and move on to wiping down the doors. How are you all doing today? I hope that you guys had a great week. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you are excited for a brand new week. What are you getting into? Please let me know down in the comments below. These cabinets here were covered in greasy dust, so we are going to get these good and deep cleaned. I am using my homemade power wash, and this one has about 5 squirts of Palmolive's plant-based dish soap in it, along with like a splash of witch hazel, and then top it off with water, and it works just as good in my opinion. But I really hope that this video finds you well out there in your place in the world. I actually had myself an accident throughout filming this video. I definitely bruised and possibly broke my toe. So that was fun. Just kidding, not fun. So yeah, that was on last Saturday. So that would have been over a week ago when you guys are watching this. And yeah, I was letting the dog out and I was wearing socks with my slippers, and my foot slid out and kicked a door, and I don't know, it just felt like I rolled my toes underneath of my foot. So it's been pretty painful, but we are on the mend, and I have been just doing as much as I can, sitting down and taking breaks. I did my nails. I actually got into some macrame for the first time, finally, which I'll show you what I made later. But did you guys catch that baking powder? It expired in 2021. How embarrassing. No, but I really never used baking powder. I needed it like one time for a recipe or something, and then I've never really used it again. Anytime I ever need it, it's baking soda. So yeah, that was a little embarrassing, but I can't wait to show you guys what I made for the kitchen with my macrame. But we are moving on. These are my little baking bins and overflow spices, and all of my little organizers are from Dollar Tree, and my little turntables I snagged at Target Dollar Spot a long while ago. And I've noticed when I was in there recently, the same day that I hit my foot, they had a lot of different turntable organizers and stuff like that, so you might want to check them out if you are looking to snag some awesome organizers. This project has been so long overdue, and this cabinet was just gross. I don't know what this yellow stuff in here was. I don't remember anything being spilled. So yeah, but we're gonna clean it up. It's kind of a tough, nasty to get up this time around, but a good bit of elbow grease went quite a long way. This is the stuff that I was talking about. I ended up having to let some power spray sit on it, and yeah, this stuff was grimy, y'all, but it did finally come up. I am very satisfied with the functionality of the organization system that I have going here. So we aren't changing anything up, basically just clearing out the clutter and cleaning it up. And I had such a time with this turntable for some reason. I was trying to get the flour jar on there. It normally wasn't on there, and the salt, and it just wasn't really working out, but we figured that out a little bit later in the video. But for now, she's looking pretty good. I definitely enjoyed this process so much more doing it cabinet by cabinet versus pulling everything out all at once. I feel like that was just much more manageable for my lifestyle right now, and just made it a lot less overwhelming of a task. So I've mentioned this in the videos before, if you can just break it up into tiny chunks, it'll make it so much more manageable and less of a, you're less likely to hesitate from tackling it. So just put it on your to-do list, whatever couple cabinets, little sections, however you want to break it up, and you will get there. It might take you a while longer than you would, it may take longer than you'd like, but if you get there, it's all the same. It's better to move slowly than not at all. And boy, do I know that these days. It's so funny when we do school pickup. Wade and I have gotten into the habit recently, before I hurt my foot, of playing tag while we wait. And he's been wanting me to do it, and I'm like, man, I can't play tag right now. Like, I'm lucky I made it up here to get her. So I have started to get where I'm hobbling better than I was. And I'm kind of heeble-hobbling, and he's like, let's play tag. So I tried playing tag with him yesterday, and I was like, this is me running. This is running. And it was basically me hobbling, not even a good walking pace. So again, I'm happy with the way that this cabinet works. I've got all my Tupperware there on the top shelf, along with my Thieves produce cleaner, which I use for my produce prep, which on this counter right here is where I usually produce prep. And so then I have all my jars. And then in the bottom shelf, we've got our last turntable with our oils. And I end up moving that salt over here because it works better, as you can see. I don't know why. It likes it better here, and it does actually make more sense because I'm not going to be reaching for that as often. And then I'm going to move the honey up here along with the sea salt. So that ended up turning out great. The last thing that I'm going to do here on day 1 of this video is wash this crusty, dusty little pot, and we're going to put that back up on top of the cabinet and then pick back up on day 2. Now it's day 2, and we are moving on to this section of the kitchen. At this point, I have done smacked my foot. But anyways, I noticed all of this dust up here on this wall, so we are going to get that taken care of. We're going to pull down this ladder, and that's going to go out of here. You'll see later. And we are going to get our spices all cleaned up, the ones that I have out here for easy access, all of my typical regular spices. So let's just wash up these couple of dishes, and we will get that all taken care of. And you know we gotta bump some jams, so y'all tell me if you can name the artist of this song in the comments below.
Broken, just bent, we can learn to love again. It's still written in the scars on our hearts.
When I first got my label maker and decided that I was gonna do all of my labels on my spice jars for these jars that I just buy in the store and they all match, I decided that I would change out the labels as I washed them. And so these are the ones that need washed and refilled. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those store labels off, use some lemon oil to get off all the sticky, and wash them out.
let me live. That's right, Brent. Get it, girl.
I'm giving those spice jars all the time in the world to get dry, and so we are moving on, pulling everything from over here on the wall, on the counter, and taking care of the dusties.
Oh, did you hear the story about Bob Ross?
What about him?
He didn't actually like his hair, but Dad had got him all his things, and he'd been wanting to get a haircut, but he didn't because he wanted to keep his fame.
I love my little conversations with my Natalie.
I used to watch him paint before I would go to school.
Full transparency, it really hurt to get up on that counter, but I am very determined to get this video finished filming so that I'm allowed to rest my foot and recover so that I can get back to doing the things. So I'm very thankful that I was able to push through on this day and get it all done. And I'm also very thankful that I've been able to push through, and we've been surviving this week, definitely not thriving, and my house is really reflecting it. I'm sitting next to about 4 or 5 loads of laundry that needs folded. At least it's clean, right? But yeah, so real life, real things happening, and we're gonna make it. It's gonna be okay. Gotta have the downs to appreciate the ups. So as I mentioned, I've had some downtime and I started on macrame, and I actually had like 2 rolls of the rope that I had ordered a while ago, and I had just been, not messing with it, thinking it was like gonna be really time consuming and tedious. Well, it turns out it was the perfect time for me to break out the roll and keep on going with this project, because I had wanted to make a produce basket out of macrame for my onions, and I also want to make something for the bananas eventually, but I found a produce bag tutorial and I made this produce bag in like 2 days of a little bit of downtime. Like, I didn't even spend that much time on it. The first day, maybe a total of maybe 2 hours. I don't even think it took that long. And yes, I'm so glad that I finally tried it, and now I've fallen in love with it. And I think when I retire, I just want to be a little old lady sitting on the beach with a macrame stand and just make macrame things and listen to the ocean and just enjoy my life. That just sounds like the dream. No, but seriously, the macrame thing, it's really cool. And if you've ever wanted to try doing that yourself, you definitely should. And I will link the tutorial that I used below for my project in case you're interested in making the same thing that I did. I will put it on screen here. I did get a couple of clips of it. I haven't hung it up yet because I haven't figured out how I want to hang it up, and I need to really get on that because I've been moving along with this project pretty good, and I want to just keep going and keep moving and get to other places in the house. Now for some of the fun parts. We are going to be using my little label maker here and making the labels for our fresh jars. And this thing is really cool. I haven't used it nearly as much as I'd like to, but it works really great, and it's very simple, and it hooks right up to your phone, and I will link it below if you're interested in checking it out. If you're like me and the larger cutting machines are just not in your budget, but you'd still like to be able to label things just like a basic label maker, this is really great. I do kind of try to rainbow order these spices, but I had so many, and I have like 5 of them that are in this row that are empty that need restocked and refilled, but I wasn't going to worry about washing those until I had what I needed to refill it. So I just went ahead and put all of the empties back on there just to fill the space for the time being. And the only jar to come in complete focus is the one where I make a complete mess. Sounds about right. Now I'm returning everything that I know I want back onto the counter over here. This big cutting board, I need to get the oil for it so that I can, season it, I guess, or something, and be able to actually use it, because I've never used it. I'm always using my little plastic ones. And then on my cookbook holder, I did put my stickers and little notepads for when I write notes for Natalie's lunch. And I'm gonna steal one of these little wire baskets off of my ladder for the time being to put my onions in until I can finish my macrame project, which I ended up working on, as I mentioned, in my downtime, being stuck on my butt. I really enjoy it. It came to me so easily, and it's not something, like, I have patience for it and I love it. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of that. But for now, this little wire basket is going to hold us over until I can put up my new macrame project. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you really enjoyed it and that it brought you some inspiration and motivation to tackle the things that you need to do. And I am not going to be doing any more videos long form in the kitchen. Anything else I wrap up in the kitchen, I'm going to be making some shorts. So be on the lookout for those. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't. Take such good care of you. Bye.